Hello, everyone. Welcome to Wind Down Friday. Today, our guest is Steven Shackell, Director of Global Supplier Management at Arrow Electronics. Hi, Steven. How's it going?
Good yourself, Mauricio?
Good. I'm fine. Thanks a lot. Welcome aboard. So, Steven, first of all, please introduce yourself. Tell us more about you. Give us a bit of your background information.
Yes, thanks, Mauricio, for the invite here. As you mentioned, I'm the Director of Global Supplier Management at Arrow Electronics, where I'm responsible for what we call the Advanced Power Technology segment. That includes power discrete and module products, with the addition of wide-bandgap semiconductors in there as well. Background is from the entire career mainly at semiconductor manufacturers, those being
Mhm.
onsemi and Infineon, where I've held various roles, from application engineering to product engineering to marketing and then strategic marketing, and so all the different types of product BU roles that you would find at a supplier
Yeah.
or manufacturer of semiconductors.
Good. So, Steven, given your expertise in power discrete, wide bandgap technologies, wide bandgap semiconductors, so what emerging trends do you see or developments in this technology space? What emerging trends do you find most exciting for or impactful for industries like transportation? We are talking a lot about electric vehicles, but also energy infrastructure. We are talking more about renewable energies.
Mhm. Yeah, so we know silicon carbide, I'd say it's a trend, but it's not, it's been around for a while. The interesting trend that's happening from a silicon carbide perspective is more on the packaging side and how we package the silicon carbide device inside. So there's new innovation from that packaging side of the top cool package. So you're actually putting a copper slug or different methods of getting that heat out of the top of the package and then out to the rest of the system rather than down through the board. So I'm really looking forward to more innovation in the packaging side, because I think that's
Mhm.
where people will be able to differentiate themselves, when it comes to silicon carbide. Because from a technology perspective, everyone's in the same ballpark, right? Everyone's maybe a generation behind or so, but performance-wise, they're quite similar. Packaging is how people are going to start differentiating themselves. And then when we look into the gallium nitride side, it's becoming more of a conversation inside of transportation, right? So as car manufacturers are looking to reduce the size of the OBC or reduce all their electronics size, because there's quite a bit of electronics going to the system, they're turning to GaN for that smaller size, because they're doing mainly 650 and volt and below. So that's becoming more of a conversation, right? I'd
Mhm.
still say there's only very few that may be in production in that case, but I see that coming forward as that's going to help GaN expand outside of its current spot and just consumer power supplies, right? That automotive, same as what the traction inverter for automotive did for silicon carbide. I see that what the OBC would do. And then as far as maybe something future looking, I was at a couple more academic conferences a month ago or so, and there was a lot of talk around gallium oxide and how
Yeah.
to use that and the development around gallium oxide. So it's very early days in that case, but it's something that we're watching and seeing the development of that technology. There's still quite a bit of hurdles to overcome, but we're looking forward to see how that emerges and gets commercialized.
Yeah. Gallium oxide is a nice topic and will be even more nice. So, reflecting on your transition from product management to global supplier management, currently position now at Arrow Electronics. So, what key skills or perspectives have you found most valuable in this leadership role at Arrow?
Yeah. So the role that I have at Arrow right now, it's one that I really enjoy because it allows me, and I'm a technology person. I love technology. I love seeing the new
Yeah.
trends. It allows me to see so many different aspects of the power semiconductor market, but also just the overall electronics market, whether that be microcontrollers, what AI or GPUs are doing, and then even getting down into the uh, more of the passive side of the electronics, right? Connectors, magnetics, and so forth. So it allows me to see all these different pieces, see the cutting
Mhm.
edge on all these different technologies. And then it's part of my role is to figure out how they all go together and how we can help our customers connect these different new technologies and help them with their solutions. So I love that portion of the job. The the part that is, or skill is knowing how to balance all of that, right? We get, as a distributor, we get pulled in a lot of different directions, and you need to learn how to balance where you put your time and your effort into, because you can get overloaded and there's not enough hours in the day to be able to um, service everybody. So learning how to balance and allocate that time is going to be critical. And then knowing that every customer has a different need. Um, and it becomes challenging, but it's so going back to that balancing thing. So I think the the skill I most lean on is balance, time management, and knowing how to prioritize. Those sort of all three lumped together.
Thank you. Great. So, professional part, of course. So, beyond the job, outside of your professional part, Steven, tell us your hobbies. So, could you share with us hobby interests that you find particularly relaxing? So, next plan, maybe for the next weekend with your family. Tell more.
Yeah, so there I have a few hobbies. I'd say the one that I have two that I'm most proud of. One is I'm a very huge Lego fan. So I'm at home. If I were to turn off my background, you would see behind me a large collection of Lego. So I love building with Lego. It's one of
Nice.
my it's just it's relaxing to me, especially after a long day at work. Come home and start building. I do the sets, but I do a lot of free form as well. So I've done some pretty large scale builds of my own. So I've built a 8 foot tall Lego minifigure. So the little ones. I've built an
Mhm.
8 foot tall version of that. I've built a Mickey Mouse, a 5 foot tall Mickey Mouse. There's just a wide range of that, and then the other interest or a hobby. I don't know what really to call it, but I love Christmas, and for that, I do a lot of Christmas light decorations on my house. So this past year, I won my city's Christmas light competition. So
Hmm.
it's a it's a passion of mine that I just enjoy, and seeing everyone come and all the kids see the house. It's one that I really enjoy doing for the community. So if you're in Denver, look up Parker Christmas lights, and you might be able to find my house.
Sure. Great. So let's back to the job, Steven. So throughout your career, what mentors, what experiences have had the most profound impact on your professional style or your professional development? How this experience, these mentors, these people have influenced your approach to leadership?
Yeah, I think from there, my the experiences, and I have experienced these from a very early in my career, but it was developing board of director presentations
Mhm.
and material for board of directors, and that allowed me and gave me the experience to know how to tell a story, right? To have the idea, to have the vision, but how to actually lay that out and tell the story. So having that that experience very early in my career has given me that ability to be able to really effectively communicate where I see the vision and how I want to move forward in terms of a strategy. So I find myself in a lot of strategy type of roles. And then the other portion of that is, again, early, I started having to present to the, CXO level of leadership. And that did a lot to build my confidence. And then through that, as you're presented into these very, executive meetings, or even in large audiences, you need to remember that you have the knowledge, and you are the expert in what you're talking about compared to everyone else in that room. You know what you're going to be saying, and give that confidence to say, yeah, I know what I'm talking about, and just go out there and talk about it. Because you are going to be the most knowledgeable in that case. So that's some of the experiences. As far as a mentor, I have one that I've leaned on most of my career, and the big takeaway I've gotten from him is keeping people accountable and being clear and direct up front, right? In your leadership, you cannot leave any kind of questions to the team. It's very important to be clear and direct on what you're trying to accomplish and what you expect from them. And then you hold yourself accountable, you hold your team accountable. And I think that's very important to do as a leader.
Nice, very nice, Steven. So, in conclusion, my last question. So, considering the dynamic of the dynamic landscape of the semiconductor industry, and so the issues in terms of supply chain, in terms of challenges. So Arrow is playing an important role in fostering innovation and ensuring continuity. So in this regard, so could you share insights on this regard? So supply chain, industry evolution with wide bandgap semiconductors, as you mentioned, but also sustainability. That is one of the most important topics that is running in the industry. So what are your expectations?
Yeah, at Arrow, we touch the entire life cycle of the product, from design with our technical expertise in the field with innovators to production with our robust supply chain capabilities worldwide. We'll be side by side with our partners on both the supplier side and the customer side, helping make the transition from silicon power devices to silicon carbide to gallium nitride. And then in this transition, the enablement it brings for the efficient end products will be critical for making the world more sustainable. So we're going to be there side by side as the world and our customers start transitioning and building those sustainable products. And we'll be partnering with our manufacturers with their new technologies to help enable that. I really have large expectations for the growth in power semiconductors. I'm excited to be in this field and in this technology, because really this is the product and technology that's going to help the world become a cleaner, more sustainable place. It's going to be done with power semiconductors. There's no question about that. And it's really exciting to be here.
Great. Totally agree. Thank you, Steven. Thanks a lot. Thank you for joining us at Wind Down Friday. Wonderful conversation, and have a nice weekend, and see you next at PCIM. Thank you, Steven.
Yes. Thank you, Maurizio, and see you at PCIM.
Thank you. Bye.